listening to the No Invite Podcast.
Season 3.
The progression.
Follow us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast or look us up on YouTube at No Invite Podcast.
The best kept secret.
Yeah, it's your peoples, you know what it is. No Invite Podcast back, moving and grooving on Blaze One Diz. This is episode 109, and it's brought to you in part by nobody, nothing. You know why? Because it's all me today. There ain't no Ann, ain't no hot mama, it's just me today. So it's brought to you in part by me. You dig? Remember that. But nah, we here now, and we're supposed to have a podcast today. We're supposed to do a few things today, but obviously things didn't work out how we planned them, and that's okay. One thing I know about anything, and this comes in life in general, so I'm pretty sure most of us could relate. You got to pivot sometimes. You got to be able to break out of your routine. A lot of us do not allow ourselves to break out of our routine. We're very rigid in certain things that we do, and for a good reason, because discipline, you have to have some kind of system, and you got to have a routine. But we also know that, you can't guarantee everything is always going to be on time how you want it. There's so much in play out here, just us in general living life and all the things that we do and how we interact with other people. And that's when your pivot game got to be strong. You feel me? You got to be able to turn. You got to be able to cut. You know what I'm saying? Sweep the leg, all that shit. And that's what we doing right now. It's just me today, y'all. I'm going to go on a little rant, so bear with me, you feel me? I'm not really used to doing the podcast alone, although I have and I've been. That doesn't mean that I can't, you feel me? That don't mean your boy still can't rock right now. Getting phone calls on my phone right now. People already know what time it is. I need to get one of those recording and process lights for the booth so people can leave me the hell alone when I'm doing shit. But yeah, it's like it's another week and some more shenanigans for us to bring you. So check it out. I don't know about y'all, and I don't know if this is like. Well, I know that I read some shit and I seen some shit, and they're saying that because like, all right, let me start from the beginning. I've been noticing lately, and a lot of other people have been saying the same thing. They're like, yo, time is moving fast. And I know that's probably all perspective and shit like that, because, shout out to all my folks locked down. But I guarantee if you ask them how time's moving, they're not telling you it's moving fast. But out here for everyday folks like you and me, it does seem like things have been moving fast. And, I read somewhere an article that I'm not sure if it's NASA or scientists or just, really smart people in general. But they were saying that the Earth is now so many milliseconds moving faster than it was like 25 years ago, whatever the fuck, 100 years ago. I don't know how they gauge that or how they come to the conclusion that it is or how they even notice. But shout out to the big brain people out there of the world. Keep dreaming up shit for us. Everyday average people could buy and consume, like we actually really need it when probably we don't. But I mean, I don't got nothing against science, and I know that people are out there really fucking studying their ass off and figuring out shit that I could only maybe even dream of or couldn't even dream of. So shout out to them. But yeah, everything is moving fast. And as I was writing down this topic to talk about, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? It is very much, time does very much has to do with perspective, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I've been free and I've been down for oh so long, staring at these prison walls. Same old song. Now, you ain't no real time unless you know that one, or at least out here. But it is very much a perspective. So I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's not that time's moving fast. It's just that our attention span is getting shorter, and they're just starting to move things along a little faster than they normally do. For instance, what the fuck is going on? It's about to be Thanksgiving. Like, think about that shit. It's about to be Thanksgiving right now. It's like, how the fuck? I could have swore it was just Halloween. I could have swore I was just seeing hella ratchet ass shit with people wearing masks and looking like this and that, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden it's Thanksgiving. And the colder part about it is they're trying to push Christmas off right now. And I think I've talked about this before. I'm not sure, but either way, it does make sense. It feels like they're rushing into things and they're wrapping things up right away. It's like, boom, okay, it's over. And they don't even give it a chance to be over sometimes. Like you start seeing all the Thanksgiving shit during Halloween, which is, it's okay. I mean, those two holidays kind of run into each other, so I get that shit. But it's like, okay, we ain't even had fucking Thanksgiving yet, and they already throwing out the holiday music. They online debating about which Mariah Carey holiday song is gonna go the hardest. The Karens are lining up right now for the sales and the deals, about to throw elbows and fight for toilet paper. Oh no, wait a minute, that was something else. My bad. But it might get to that point again. We gonna talk about that too, but yeah, I think that time does seem to be moving faster, at least out here to us normal folks. And it could just be that, it just could be the way that things are getting cycled through so fast. Like I don't know. It might be me, but at the same time, I'm starting to sound like that old guy. The uncle's like, in my day, you know what I'm saying? Ugh. So I could just be tripping. But it does seem to be moving fast, and I think that's my theory on why that's doing that. I don't know what people are doing for Thanksgiving this year. Hopefully, you guys are doing something cool, getting some good food, being around good people. As for me, I'm not gonna be doing any cooking if I could help it this year. What I'm trying to do is, if I could help it, is I'm trying to find somewhere to go with somebody, preferably a family member that I know got bars in the kitchen. I'm trying to go there. I'm going to bring the desserts because, I love pies, all kinds. And out here in Cali, we got this place called Nation's Giant Hamburgers, and they always whip up pies, extra pies all year round. But for Thanksgiving, that's the lick right there. That's a hack, cheat code. So catch your boy at the celebration, giving thanks, for family and not thanks for anything else. We talked about this and how we feel about the true meaning of this holiday. And I rather choose to, instead of celebrating what they think is the traditional meaning, I rather just look at it as the opportunity to be around family and friends, eat some good food, and just be thankful for something, And a lot of motherfuckers out here should be really thankful for a lot of shit. They just don't know it, There's a lot of ungratefulness out here, but we're not going to get into that. But yeah, I'm hoping that I could bring the bottle of tequila, a few pies, and the za, you know what I'm saying? Because your boy got when I hold my index finger and my thumb together and put it up to my mouth, you know what I'm saying, all right, cousin? If I get to a family member's house, if you see me do the little secret signal, let's meet me outside. You feel me? But yeah, that's the plan. So I don't know. I want to be the eventually the house where we have Thanksgiving and people comes to the crib. But to be honest with you, it's so I feel like I wouldn't see as much family that way. Because, well, my family's deep. So, everybody's not on the same time. So that me just trying to be like, well, I'm doing Thanksgiving this year. It's like, shit, man. I might not even, everybody might have their plans locked in already. So I'm just trying to tag along. I'm just trying to bring the weed, get a couple pies. We got some pumpkin pie, maybe bust out the Hennessy and eggnog and go real retro if y'all are into that. But, send me an invite. I'd love to go to somebody's house. I don't give a fuck. I'm soliciting Thanksgiving right now as we speak. You know what I mean? So count me in the end of the week. I hope you guys have a blessed one, though. And I hope that, you know what I'm saying? I hope the mac and cheese is cheesy. You feel me? I hope the yams is yamming. You dig? I wish nothing but the best for your meal, But I'm definitely going to be a crasher this year. I'm crashing somebody's Thanksgiving, God damn it. So, Thanksgiving's right here. They got football coming up. I don't really want to talk, too much about the local teams out here because I'm a motherfucking 49er fan forever, and this is my platform, and I'll say it, and if you don't like it, you know what you gotta do. If you're from like anywhere else in the world besides America, you probably wouldn't understand that because Americans are real attached to their football teams, and at the same time, we're so much the same like y'all out there. It's weird. And, different countries, how we hold up American football, that's how y'all hold up real football, like soccer, what we call it out here, but what's called everywhere else in the world football. The U.S. is always known for taking some shit that don't belong to them. So, they had to take the football from y'all and flip it in their own way. But, yeah, the World Cup's popping right now. And it's funny because while we got the World Cup going on, we also got football games, and it's like pandemonium depending on what you follow. The World Cup is way bigger, in my opinion, to the NFL. It's like the Olympics. I guess it only comes around, every few years or some shit like that? I think it's every 4. I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. But the World Cup is, the equivalent of the rest of the world, how they hold their teams up in football. There's a lot of pride, you feel me? Out here, there's a lot of teams out here. Everybody has a lot. It gives them a sense of pride. And, while these teams these football teams from American football, they represent cities and states and give people pride in that way. I feel like with the World Cup, it's a little bit bigger because it's like, you're repping the whole country, just like how when we go to the Olympics and shit like that. So it's a lot of set tripping going on worldwide right now. They throwing up all kinds of fingers, and everyone's trying to be the number one banger, and that's cool. Rep your set and whatnot. Just don't be a net banger. You feel me? Oh shit. Speaking of net bangers, how many of y'all ready for your daddy Trump to be president again? How many of y'all? Because look, y'all know the podcast and you know how we do it, and I really try to stay away from this topic. I really just try to be on my own shit because you don't feed the negativity, in other words. So same thing with social media. You don't want to feed it and do too much to it to where it's involved in your real life. You're giving your real life business to social media, and now social media is causing you problems in real life. So the same thing goes with this clown. He's gonna run again. I don't see nobody that's gonna run against him that unless we get with somebody that's unknown. And I want who the fuck knows. So I kind of feel like he's gonna win again. Now it's been real quiet. I don't know if y'all noticed. I'm not saying that there ain't been issues or whatnot, but Sleepy Joe, he he's like that night guard on the shift that's always sleep. You know what I mean? He if something really happens, he's there, he's up. But any other time, he's kind of like, he's in and out. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not, for the record, a political pundit or somebody that aligns himself with any side. I go for what's best for the people. If I'm going to be aligned with anything, I'm going to be aligned with the people. And that's all people. And one thing I could say is, like, I don't want to see these fucking stupid... it might be for clout, but, we seen how families got torn apart because they, and they started feuding and funking over Trump and all this other shit. It's like, yo, I'm going to say it. I said it before during his first presidency, and I'll say it again. It ain't never worth you losing your family members. It ain't never worth you breaking bonds with people that you care about just because some fucking idiot is in office and doing, we're going to call it what it is, doing racist shit, doing things that are for his benefit, not exactly always the benefit of the people that he's supposed to be representing, which is the United States of America, the United States, the people of the United States. Now, he might represent some on some things, and some on others, because everybody has interests and everybody has their own right to, and views to do whatever. So I'm good. I'm way past trying to explain y'all. If you like people that have racist values and racist outlooks and you align yourself with that, I mean, that's cool. That's on you. I know what category to put you in. But what I'm not going to do is be out here trying to fight for this shit, because I don't fuck with none of this shit anyways. I don't fuck with the Democrats or the Republicans or none of that shit. Like I said, I'm for the people always. So as the shit show begins, we'd like to welcome you to the shit show. Starring America. Coming soon. 2 years from now, what's that? It's gonna be 2024. Be on the lookout for the shit show part 2. That's what's gonna happen. It's going to be the shit show, and I want y'all to know that although I will be commenting and saying stuff here and there, I'm going to try to keep the majority of that bullshit off the podcast, because the fact of the matter is we ain't here for that. Y'all already know we have and always will be a platform to shine light on up-and-coming artists, entrepreneurs, and businessmen and women, and as well as being a platform to give you a healthy distraction while we talk our shit and talk about everything else and that comes in between. Give y'all that healthy distraction to unplug away from the world when you just want to hear regular, real people talk that real fucking shit and maybe say some shit that'll piss you off or maybe might motivate you to get off your ass. You never know. But the point is that bullshit gets no play in this ride. So we're going to keep mobbing. And it's just funny, you can't, when it comes to stuff like this, well, really, when it comes to like social media, because they're already stirring the pot. They're already stirring the pot on social media. You got Elon Musk now, dude looks like a real life drawing of one of those drawings you get at Fisherman's Wharf. With the big head and the over-exaggerated features and everything. That's what he looks like in real life. But, he recently took a couple people, he set a couple people free. They were locked up in Twitter jail. So he recently let go, obviously he let Big Trump out, Big Little Trump. He let Kanye out, and a couple other people off. I'm sure people are going to be upset about that, but you got to remember something. You can't be a hypocrite. You can't be a hypocrite. You can't be okay with people saying certain things, but then other people not. And I'm not talking about anything in particular. I'm just talking about social media. Social media, you can't be a hypocrite on social media because people be going on there going bad as fuck. And then as soon as somebody else that has more views or more followers or more clout or whatever goes bad on some shit, oh, it's the biggest fucking thing. Do I fuck with these clowns? No, I don't. Flat out. But I know that it's a choice to let, if I want to let this shit get me worked up. See, while some people are very much at the mercy of social media and all these other medias as well, like the news, with the fake bullshit, and you could already tell the news is fake when they choosing sides. The back in my day, but not in my day, but back in the day, the media apparently was supposed to have been founded and have neutral stances on things and just be impartial and just give us the facts. But this is not then, and now it's not forever and all that other good shit, because it is definitely a shit show on TV. Just reminding everybody, that you can't be a hypocrite, you feel me? You can't be on there and want to say whatever you want and then get mad when somebody else says whatever they want. You don't have to agree with them, and you don't have to get mad either. You don't have to give them control and let them be like, oh, they have a button to trigger you and learn and make you get emotional. You feel me? Life's hard as it is. Don't make it harder by being a pussy, and don't make it harder by being a follower. You feel what I'm saying? Get up off your ass, do shit for yourself, and most importantly, don't give people the control over you. Anytime that you allow somebody to change your mood, ruin your day, and anything in that nature, you kind of relinquish a little bit of control. Sometimes it's out of your control that you're giving up control, but a lot of times it's a choice. They say happiness is a choice. They say you You know, you can't give people control over you, and especially if you know somebody could say something that's gonna piss you off. Now, it's a business decision at that point. It's a choice, right? You're like, yo, I could do something to this motherfucker. I could hurt him. I could, you know, whatever the case might be, or I could just be like, fuck it. You know, and when it comes down to this new shit, you know, Trump and social media, and like I said, they're fucking hypocrites though too, because I already been told people the game is rigged when it comes to this social media shit. Because while people like me and people that I know that are businesses get flagged and get shadow banned, and their views go down and stuff like that because they go against community. Quote unquote community guidelines. You see, I know that you guys see, as well as I do, a bunch of shit online that totally violates these so-called guidelines, but yet they have thousands upon hundreds of thousands of plays. So the game's rigged. You know already. Somebody's putting money behind that shit to take it this far. I don't care what you say. And if not, it's not. What's happening is that these platforms like Instagram and YouTube and all that other shit are picking and choosing who they want to allow through the door. Gatekeeping, in other words. You dig what I'm saying? So, like I said, Charleston White. This motherfucker could go online, say the most racist shit about every other race except white people, because I don't really ever see him say nothing about white people. I mean, but that's just, that's just me, you know what I'm saying? But he could say whatever he wants, and people are okay with it. I see a lot of people that support him. You know, had it been somebody else from a different race speaking and spouting off like that, it might be an issue. You feel me? And even then, like, no one's exempt, because look how they're doing Kanye right now. Look how they're doing Kyrie right now. And I'm not saying they're doing it. Really, he's doing it to himself, but they're putting obviously pressure. You know, there's other pressures that are on there that are making it, trying to, squeeze him harder than already, right? Like I said, I don't fuck with these clowns, and they're all part of the clown show and the shit show circus. But just like I said, it's very hypocritical. Spare yourself the drama. Spare yourself the bullshit. Don't let all these things that involve bullshit that really doesn't affect you directly. It may have some effect, like the president obviously affects shit, and all that other stuff. It may not be direct, but he makes policies, and policies get passed, and states adopt them, and all this other crazy shit. I mean, everything's connected in some fashion, right? But yeah, don't get gassed up, though. This is the no invite PSA. Don't get gassed up because Trump is back, because you will get fucking silly sloppy slapped the fuck out your boots if you fucking say something clownish around me. And I know a lot of people that feel the same way. But if you're gonna vote for Trump then, man. I mean, but you gotta remember, you gotta stand on that though. If that's what you're gonna do, you gotta stand on it, and you gotta stand on everything. So good or for better or worse when it comes to that shit. I'm like I said, once again, this shit is, to me, is it's a shit show. I don't let it get it wrapped up to me. I've really been doing a real good job of protecting my peace. And what I do is I pick and choose what I allow into my energy. You dig what I'm saying? It's been like that for a while. But, and it's because you start to notice, when you start to do a lot of self-reflection and you start trying to look at yourself and what you need to do to improve yourself, you start realizing that a lot of shit that we allow into our ecosystem, into our ozone, whatever you want to call it, your solar system, your life, whatever, these are fancy words, metaphors, you know what I mean? But it's up to you. You if you're the type of person that is trying to get their life together, maybe social media is something that could help you. But it all depends on how you use it. If you're using it for the wrong reasons, or you're going there and it's causing you drama and it's distracting you and it's not, giving you ideas, it's putting you in your feelings and making you salty because you're not where you're at, then maybe that's not what you need right now. All of us need to be able to find a way to prioritize, obviously, what's more important, but also unplug from this shit and realize that this is not real life, y'all. All the metaverse and all this extra shit that's going on, people know what real life is, and I'm all for a healthy distraction. I'm all for things to help you escape and get your mind off the stuff, entertainment and whatnot. But I'm also, for people facing their fucking, facing what they have to do and handling their responsibilities and chasing their dreams and not fucking getting wrapped up in the drama and the bullshit and then making it make you make excuses on why you're not where you're supposed to be. Don't be a salty bitch. You feel me? Have some fucking pride. Don't give people the benefit of the doubt of letting them see you sweat. People are too quick to run to social media and give everybody everything, and then they wonder why they're so drained, why they're so motherfucking tired and not emotionally tired, why they're so at the mercy of something. You got too much shit going on, and then top it off with your real life shit. See, the distraction's cool as long as you realize that I have something to get back to, which is your life and your priorities and the shit that you know that you need to do. As long as you keep that balance, that's fine. It's when you're trying to escape from that life and ignore it is when you're fucking up, because now you're digging yourself into a deeper rut. Now you're like, oh, why is this or why is this that? It's because your focus is in the wrong place. People be too worried about what other people are doing. I know that sounds crazy because I'm sitting here doing a podcast talking about what people are doing, but my shit is observation, and that's kind of what you guys got to do. For all my folks out there that don't really pay attention to their surroundings. That when they used to tell us that in school to pay attention to your surroundings when you're out in the streets, it wasn't just because of cars. But now it's everything's like moving real fast, and there is a lot of input. There's a lot of shit that we are faced and thrown and seen every day. So you got to make sure that you're giving yourself some balance, unplugging. You hear the killers outside, so if you try to run up on this shit, you know what time it is. But yeah, just that's kind of my thing. I'm thankful for a lot of shit. Thankful for my family, health, friends, business, what's it called? Everything. I'm grateful for it, and I'm doing my best to show that. Y'all have a blessed one. Make sure that you guys stay away from the bullshit. You dig? Stay away from the bullshit. That's all I gotta say. This motherfucking No Invite podcast. You can find us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast. You could also go to YouTube. Our YouTube channel is RiBirth Media Films. That's RiBirth Media Films. You could go there as well. Subscribe, comment. That's where we'd like your support the most. Shout out Cali Dope Smoke and Izzy Space Edibles. They were last week's sponsors. Check them out if you guys get a moment, get a chance. Get familiar with us and our brands. We got a lot of cool shit going on. Today's episode was sponsored by RiBirth Clothing Co. RiBirth Clothing Co. You can find them on Instagram at RiBirth Clothing Co. Got some new sweatsuits, some new shits dropping real soon. Make sure that you guys also take part of the sale. The sale is going on until December. It might get extended, but as of now, December is the deadline. So if you want to go on and get you some merch, some shirts, some stuff for the cheap, make sure that you guys tap in. We got a new run, new clothing coming. Got a show this Friday, Sacramento. I'm gonna try to do my best to be posting it on the Instagram and all the other shit. So make sure you guys do that as well. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed night. I'm about to go get my grub on and smoke real good. And so make sure that you guys are doing what you're supposed to do. Drink water, mind your business. Y'all talking about.